torch debacle. This is actually kind of lighthearted, kind of interesting in regard to the carbon footprint of the Olympic torch. It is enormous. The torch, which is going to roll through 23 cities during this global sweep, stops in London, Paris, San Francisco, Bangkok, Islamabad. The Beijing Olympics Organized Committee says that the journey will cover more than 85,000 miles. So, when the torch isn't being marched through city streets and or extinguished by protesters, how is it being transported? How's it getting around? By airplane. It's an Air China Airbus A330, custom painted with the Olympic logo, Olympic color scheme. The folks over at ABC News did some calculations, and they claim that the Airbus A330 burns 5.4 gallons of fuel per mile. That translates into 462,400 gallons for the entire trip. The Earth Lab estimating that every gallon of jet fuel burn produces 23.88 pounds of CO2. The Olympic torch relay is adding about 11 million pounds of carbon to the atmosphere. 5,500 tons. London has a plan to ensure that the 2012 torch relay ends up carbon neutral. So we figure that Beijing must have one too, right? Sally Liu, the frazzled Olympic media relations rep that we reached in Beijing, says that if there is a plan to neutralize the torch-carrying jet's carbon emissions, she hasn't heard about it. But she thinks there is one. Probably. Yeah. They want to curtail all motor vehicles near Beijing for how many months before? They want to try to remove the pollution from the air? Just travel through China. I've got friends that have business ventures over with the Chinese and Chinese corporations, and it's factory after factory. They're belching all kinds of crap into the air. There was a report last year the Chinese actually surpassed the United States as far as being the greatest supplier of CO2, which CO2, again, folks, is not a pollutant, into the atmosphere. Yeah, I'm sure the Chinese have a carbon-neutral plan. I'm just highlighting this because of the absurdity of the whole thing. Yeah, 5,500 tons of CO2, so the Chinese torch, apparently it's ruining the planet. Hey, Al Gore, can I get you on this one, buddy? Oh, I'm sorry, Al Gore, you're flying all over the country, too. Yeah, the carbon footprint you leave to, give a lecture to 12 people. I guess I'd be barking up the wrong tree there. So, apparently not carbon neutral. Oh, I've got a carbon credit story. Let me get into this, then I want to get into the terrorism. Before I forget, I ripped this out of... Where did I get this? You know what? I got this out of the business section yesterday of one of my local papers where the show originates in the Tampa Bay area. It came out of the St. Petersburg Times. This is in the front page, little business briefs along the left rail of the front page of the business section. And the headline caught my attention. It said, Rays open as part of Green Team. Like, well, what's that? The Rays? The Tampa Bay Rays, by the way, not the Devil Rays anymore. They're just the Rays. The Tampa Bay Rays are going green. No, not another uniform change. The team announced this week the launch of a, quote, Teaming Up for the Environment program to limit the team's impact on the environment. The Rays say they will purchase green products, promote recycling, limit waste, and encourage fans to do the same. All right, listen, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with recycling. I am fine with limiting waste. I'm fine with purchasing products that have as limited effect on the environment as possible through use, disposal, manufacturing, you name it. I really, truly, I am an environmentalist. I really am. I love the environment. But this goes on to say, the team plans to kick off the program by purchasing green tags, which, you guessed it, are credits for carbon-free energy produced by the Bonneville Environmental Foundation. What the hell is that? Is that one of Al Gore's dealies? So do me a favor, give me a dossier on the Bonneville Environmental Foundation. Sounds like something Al Gore might be involved with. But, well, Al Gore is part of a carbon credit company. Yeah, he pays himself for his carbon credits. Carbon credits, folks, are the largest example of a modern-day emperor's new clothes. It is amazing. The lack of accountability. People just throwing money and saying it's into a fairy pool where this money goes in many cases. For the team's home opener earlier this week, I think it was Tuesday night, the Rays plan to offset all the greenhouse gases emitted by fans driving to and from the stadium, which was Tropicana Field, as well as the emissions from the field itself. The Rays would also purchase green tags to offset the emissions from players driving to and from work. We have spent plenty of time over the last couple of years exposing the idiocy of all this carbon credit stuff. I mean, what genius. Pay me because you are putting carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. I mean, what a sham. What a scam. I mean, why the hell did I not think of this? I mean, I guess it's not too late for me to start my own carbon credit scam deal. Yeah, I'm going to plant some grass seeds. Yeah, I'll put a couple trees down. I mean, where the hell is the accountability? What are the administrative costs of planting said tree to offset your carbon? So it's supposed to make people feel good? Wow, I'm living, I'm a human being, I'm breathing, I have a car, and I feel so guilty about that, I'm going to have to pay you, a third-party corporation, because I feel bad about my carbon. I mean, why are people being suckered into this? The accountability has been called into question. We've had quotes and articles from major business publications, Wall Street Journal, Investors Business Daily. I remember a year ago we had a piece on that. I'm telling you, it's the emperor's new clothes. Wait till the bottom falls out on this. Wait till there are some major investigations. You know, maybe 2020 or maybe John Stossel will do something. And the carbon credit scam, just to make you feel good. Maybe this whole thing will be exposed. Again, where's the accountability? I want to see the books. I want to see the accounting for these companies and their carbon credits. The stuff that you can sucker human beings into. The scams. Listen, you know, folks are falling for those Nigerian 419 scams every day. You know, what am I doing? Why am I sitting here, you know, in bewilderment that people actually fall for carbon credits? You know, you get some airlines that they're running up and down the aisle trying to make you feel guilty because you're flying their airline, and they want you then to buy carbon credits through some corporation that they're selling on their freaking duty-free cart or their Sprite or Coke cart during your flight. I know Virgin Atlantic is doing it now. They'll come up and down the aisle. Hey, would you like to buy carbon credits to offset your flight? Now, why don't you buy them for me? I just paid, $1,250 for this seat. The stuff, the lemmings, the sheep, they're sheeple. Sheep people, sheeple. The stuff that people can be talked into. It is absolutely unfreaking believable. It is the Emperor's New Clothes 2008 edition. Half this carbon credit crap, and it's turned into a PR thing, but I'm thinking that it's going to be really, really exposed. You know, it has been. There have been numerous pieces, numerous articles. You know, I'll dig some stuff up from the archives. We have some of the carbon credit stories and the farce and the debacle and just the ridiculous notion that it is. We have them buried on our global warming list. We have a couple of them, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm hoping and praying that through shows like this or mainstream media that maybe, just maybe, the truth will be learned by the masses. That this is it's like some invisible friend is what it is. And people just believe it. They fall for it. It's unbelievable.